All right, so let's get into it. Just a background story, just so you guys know. This gentleman right here came here when he was 9. He got his CDL obviously later after he was 9, and then all the shit's happening with the Namsal CDL. So your stuff is going to look to expire, right? As soon as your whatever visa or whatever you have.
Yeah, so I'm here under DACA. There's a lot of kids like me. Well, kids. I mean, I'm fucking 34 years old now, but I was brought here when I was 9 years old in the year 2000, and then I was in a case with my father, and his case got denied in like '03. So I've had like an order of deportation since I was like 12 years old. And I didn't even know I had an order of deportation because my father appealed his decision, and he was able to move on, and they approved his appeal. But he could only show hardship to himself. So like people want he was a we had a war. I mean, I'm Eastern European, so we had the fucking civil war over there with all
And
that
you,
shit that was
oh,
going
I
on.
thought you're Mexican, dude. You're Eastern European. What country are you
Nah,
from?
I'm not Mexican.
What country in
And
Eastern
yeah, so
Europe?
yeah, dude. So I mean, a lot to apply for that program that I'm in. It's called DACA.
No, I'm saying what what,
You
what
would
country
have to
what country did you guys originate from?
Albania.
Oh, Albanian. Okay.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
I mean, we had a civil war when we left. It was pretty bad, and then between Kosovo and Serbia, like they had a little war going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then my dad was able to appeal his case. He moved on, and then he just got like done with his case and all that stuff. But then I turned 18, so I got kicked out of the case. And Obama came out with this program called DACA for kids who came here. If you would have to be in the country before 2007 and consistently lived in the U.S., went to school here, obviously you'd need a high school diploma and all that stuff. So you would have had to live here up until like 2016 or over. And for kids or for teenagers, 16 and younger. So you had to be 16 and younger before '07 or whatever the freaking cutoff thing was. Anyway, so they give you DACA. DACA is just like a deferred action. It doesn't really do anything. Like you can live here, you can work here, you can do whatever. And then we do get vetted every 2 years. So every 2 years, I go to a USCIS building, and then they fingerprint me and all that shit. And then I get an employment authorization. I get whatever approved if I don't commit any crime, obviously.
So how
And
did you get your CDL? That's the question that I have.
so so before this thing came along, I mean, you could that program with DACA, you could get your CDL. So I went to a CDL school and got
Hmm.
my CDL. Went did the training and all that stuff. I think I paid like 5,000 something, and it took just over a month. Um, so I've had my CDL for a while, and I've been renewing it every 2 years. So every time my what do you call it, DACA gets renewed, I would run to the what do you call it, DMV, give them all of that stuff, and then they would renew it. So I've had my trucking company for about 7 years now. I started out with a hot shot, and now I got a flatbed Conestoga. Um,
Hmm.
but I've been doing this. It's my company, my truck. I mean, I still make payments on the truck and the trailer and all that stuff. So man, this thing is gonna freaking affect me pretty fucking bad because I'm the only one that works in my family. My wife's a U.S. citizen. I got two kids that are born here.
Because you're saying you
They're
got
all
married,
U.S.
right? But the only
citizens.
way you could fix this is by leaving the country and then
By
redoing
leaving
the
the country,
process,
yeah,
right?
yeah, by
Yeah.
leaving the country and starting the process in my country because of how I was brought. So I was brought here illegally, technically, and I overstepped whatever. Even though I wasn't old enough to, for myself to commit a crime, I was brought here. They see it as fraud, even though I was brought here.
Yeah, I see that. Like, again, bro, it's unfortunate it's a casualty of all this stuff that happened, but like it just feels bad because obviously, like, dude, like you speak English perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, you've been here for such a
Yeah,
long time, and like everything that happened now, it's messing up your shit. But at the same time, you got to look at like how everybody else looked at it because like you got all these companies, right, that took advantage of these loopholes and these programs, brought all these drivers in that can't speak English. They can't do anything, pay them cheap ass labor work, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
then take advantage of the system. And because of what they did, now is affecting like people like you, which been here for a long time, learned the language. Obviously, you did everything the right way. You got your own truck. You said you're paying for your equipment, running everything, and now because of this situation, it's putting you, in a super bad situation. So, how long would this process take if you left the country? Do you think?
on average, like 2 to 3 years, but it could also take up to 10 years.
Holy
I know
shit!
people that like 8, 9 years.
Yeah, so there's no option for that either, bro.
Nah, no, no. Somebody in the comments said if I asked if I did advanced parole. I haven't. I'm afraid to do advanced parole because, like I said, in '03, I was issued an order of deportation when I was like 12. I've never got in front of a judge or anything. It was just how the case was set up with my parents. And if I do advanced parole, once I do leave, my attorney told me that that immigration, the 10-year ban could kick in and they won't let me back in. So I've never even bothered with it.
Some dude in the comments just said that his buddy, one of his buddies did it, and he took him 3 weeks and he came back. That's wild, dude.
Yeah, so some people do advanced parole, but a lot of those people never like applied for papers, so they came here legally and they stayed here, but they've never like went through the court system. So they grant that, but a lot of it's possible. I know people who've done it, but I'm afraid to do it, bro, because I got too much to risk. I got two kids and a wife. Like,
Yeah, make it
uh,
happen. Miller's asking the same shit I'm thinking. What's advanced parole, bro?
advanced parole is like, let's say you have a sick family member, like a whatever, and then they grant you like a little permission slip where you can leave, go bury them or whatever, pay your respect and come back. Or if you want like humanitarian work, a lot of people do it through a church, or if they need to go get like medical work done because it might be too expensive in the U.S. or whatever. So a lot of them go to Mexico. They might fix their teeth or whatever where it's cheaper, and then they come back. But this thing, it doesn't only affect me. I got a lot of people, like friends and all that stuff. Like, dude, they freaking linemen, construction, like they do a lot of stuff. They freaking work for electrical companies, setting up electrical poles and all that stuff. I know a friend. He works for the railroad company. He sprays chemicals so the trees and grass don't grow on the railroads, and he needs a CDL for that. So he's also
True,
gonna lose
true.
his job.
And then, wait, what was the question I just seen here? Damn, advanced parole, just waiting for my kids to grow up. Peter, but what do you mean you're waiting for, like, you're gonna do the same shit, but you just want your kids to grow up just in case? And then Michael Fuller says, dude's married to a, yes, Mike, he's married to a citizen, but in order for him to properly do this stuff, he has to leave the country to start the process, so that's obviously not an option right now, whoever it was. Yeah, we're Blocko, we're not talking about rates right now, we're talking about a serious subject. So, okay, so advanced parole only means you can leave the country for a little bit to get something done and then come back, even if you're illegal? Is that what I'm
Yeah,
understanding?
yeah. Even if you're illegal, like they'll grant that, but they could also say no, you're not allowed to come in. So it's kind of tricky. With me, it's a bit different because, like I said, that order of deportation, especially right now, once you leave, like that 10-year ban, because originally, like you like they gave you order of removal. So once
Hmm.
you leave, they could what do you call it? They could not let you in. Pretty much say, hey, you left to honor that order of
Well,
deportation.
Hmm. Absolutely wild, bro. You see, but this is again, bro. Like I hate to use this term, but like casualty of
Okay,
war.
yeah,
Like dude,
yeah,
it's
dude.
just it's
And
wild, man. It's wild. But
so they're letting my argument with this thing is, man, I wrote senator, congressmen, all these, everybody. So in that rule, it says unsafe drivers because they're not qualified here. I mean, all DACA recipients are qualified here. You have to have a high school diploma or better to be on this program, and every 2 years, we have to go into USCIS building, get fingerprinted, and all of that stuff. Make sure we don't have any crimes or any
and
whatever. So if
what state are you in out of curiosity? You don't gotta tell me like
right
exact
now I'm in
city and shit.
Texas. I'm in